Hi, my sassies. I know it's been a while, but I had some stuff happen in my life that's kept us away from each other. But that has all changed, and so now I'm back. And I got a story to tell you. You all got your beverage? I got some Blue Moons in my refrigerator that I gotta use up, if you know what I mean. They's not bad. Not my choice, but they's not bad. So, let's just get right into the story because I know that you guys all want to hear it and you've been wondering what's been going on, where I've been. You thought I forgot about you, but I didn't forget. I didn't forget about you. I didn't. Well, first off, I've been trying to tell you guys this for a long time, and I kind of told you a little bit about it and stuff, but I never really got into it because I'm embarrassed. And it's nothing that I've ever done before, and I was very much ashamed. But you know that show they have on TV? No, not that one. No, not that one. I'm more talking like Hoarders. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm not pooping in bags, and I wasn't pooping in bags, and yeah, all my water ran and stuff like that, and I could walk on my floor and there wasn't garbage and stuff like that. But there was piles of stuff or boxes of stuff. There was just stuff everywhere. I mean, stuff everywhere. If I happen to still have any of the pictures that I had taken a long time ago, or I mean, like before I started doing the cleaning process, I will actually include them this time. But I don't think I have any more of them because I think I got rid of them, but I will look. There was no counters. There was dishes all over the counters. The sinks were full. The dishes were in the sinks, on the counters, on the stove. I had started moving everything into my room because I thought my mother was moving in with me. I thought we were going to do that because it would be easier when I went back to work as far as the babysitting and stuff with the princess. And so I brought a lot of stuff into my room that I honestly don't need now in my room. And that made another issue. And because I had actually taken like all the pictures off the walls out there and everything, because like this was going to be my domain. I have a master bathroom in here. I literally have apartment sized refrigerator. I had moved in the microwave, the air fryer, the coffee maker. I mean, I had electric frying pan. I was able to live in here. She could have the whole rest of the place to make however she wanted, decorated how she being my mother. But then the plans changed. And this place was already a disaster because when the kids were living here, the princess's parents and her two siblings, this house got really bad then. And they had taken everything that I had in my two spare rooms that was storage stuff and put it all in the back of my dining room. And yeah, this house started getting bad at that point. Every day it seemed like I would come home from work and something else of mine would be broken. So I would move more stuff in my room. And my room got so filled with stuff that it was unusable. I couldn't get into anything that I actually needed because it was like a storage room with a small bed in it, or like a large bed because I have a queen bed, whatever. But I got very depressed because I felt trapped and I felt like I wasn't able to use my home. And yeah, I was realizing how bad my son's addiction was. I thought he was clean, but he wasn't. And how bad the mother's drinking problem was, and just multiple other things that were happening at that time too. So my depression got really bad. Actually, it had gotten so bad, I basically boarded myself up in this room. There was a small spot on the bed that I could use. Even my bed was filled with stuff. And the only time I would leave is if I would go to work. And I started getting sicker and sicker. The issues that I have with my intestines and everything, and a lot of it is stress and nerves and things like that cause it. And with everything that was going on, yeah, that was out of control, and I was sick a lot. And it got to the point that my son Ryan actually had gone to my mom, and I didn't know that because he was so worried about me, because I wasn't going and doing anything. I wasn't hanging out with my friends. I wasn't doing anything. I was either in my room or I went to work. That was it. If y'all know me, you know I love concerts, and I try to go as many of them as I can every year. And during this period of my life, I wasn't going. I was buying the tickets and I just wouldn't go. And I would ask people to go, and I wouldn't go, or I would be invited to something and I was so excited about going to do whatever, and I just wouldn't show up, and because I couldn't leave. I was trapped here. That's how I felt. I felt like I literally couldn't turn the doorknob to want to walk out, and I couldn't pick anything up because it's what protected me. All of that mess was my protection. Nobody could hurt me. Nobody could come in and do anything to me, because they would see that mess and they would leave. They would never come in here with all that mess, have anything to worry about, because I was safe. That mess kept me safe. It was my moat around my castle. It kept all them people, them humans away. But I didn't realize it also kept all the good ones away, and the ones that I loved. And I was pushing everybody farther and farther away because I was so scared of either being hurt or hurting somebody because of a horrible relationship that I had been through, and multiple other bad things that had happened to me in my life, that I was having a mini breakdown. I had to actually pay money and go talk to a head shrinky person, who I still talk to today. And I have more appointments when my life is more troubled than I do when my life seems to be going well. But basically how she explained it is, I wouldn't get rid of anything because I felt like so much had been taken from me. And I also took enough pride in my home that if it was the way that it was, I wouldn't allow anybody in. And if I didn't allow anybody in, then I didn't have to worry about if somebody broke my trust or did something that they shouldn't when I thought that they were a good person. And I felt like I had been treated wrongly. I ended up getting the princess, and decided to take a year off of work. I thought that if I had her, that her parents would get their crap together, and then I would be grandma again. And they would thank me, and we would just all be one happy family, you know? But during that year, neither of them got their crap together. There was multiple times that my son OD'd. I'm not aware of how many times the mother did, because I didn't even know that she did until she had come here. They had come here to visit, and they were telling about all the times that they had OD'd and saved each other like it was some game, and they were keeping score on each other or something. I don't know. And my depression, even though I had the princess and I was giving her a better life than she could have had with a mother and father at that time, my depression was still growing. And my anxiety was through the roof because I was worried about losing my boy. You know, I didn't want him to die. I didn't want her to die. And it crippled me. All I could do was take care of that little girl. Get up every day and show her a good day. I couldn't do nothing else. I couldn't tend to my house any more than I had to. I mean, it was clean enough to have her here, but I still had piles of shit everywhere that needed to be gone through. I'm just glad she's a good little one and didn't get into none of that stuff. If you've never experienced one of your own babies being so addicted to something that it changes the human that they are, like heroin did to my son and meth did to the princess's mom, you have no idea what I'm going through. It cripples you, is what I'm saying. You do what you have to do only to function in life, and you do nothing else, because their addiction, you're obsessed with it. It's every breathing moment of you. You can't focus on anything else but their addiction, because you want to save them. Because if you think hard enough, you'll figure something out. Or if you pray enough, God will help them. Or if you spend enough money and send them to enough rehabs, they will get better. All of these thoughts, and so many more, are just in your mind multiple times a day. It's your baby. You will do whatever you have to save your child. So it cripples you. You cannot focus on anything but saving them, which is their addiction. You have to find a way to beat it, because they can't. And as a mom, that's not an option I wanted. I never once ever thought that he would lose the battle with the dragon, and I would watch my boy take his last breath. But it changed something. It made me realize how much I had lost out on because I was so consumed with his addiction. Because now I'm not consumed with, how can I save him? He's gone. I don't ever have to think about that again. I don't ever have to wonder if I'm going to get that phone call in the middle of the night. I got it at 5:30 in the morning from my mom. He took his last breath at 6:40. May 9th, 2022. I let his addiction rob me of so many things in life. I'm sure it's affected my relationships with men, co-workers, friends, family, everyone, because I wanted to save my baby. And looking back, I probably wouldn't change anything, even though I've missed out on all that, even though my house turned into a hoarder's house. Because in my heart, I was doing what I needed to do to save my baby. But now that he's gone, I look around and I can't believe this is my home. And not only is it messy, but the several cats that I accumulated through the grandkids have decided to make the entire house their stomping grounds and leave their mark, if you know what I'm saying. As far as the cleaning process and the hoarderness, that's pretty much gone. I mean, there's a few areas to button up, but for the most part, I have a home again. You can sit in all the furniture. You can see I have a kitchen table, chairs. The bar is all cleaned off. I have one bar stool that I have some coats and stuff on that I have not taken care of, and it's been probably a month. I definitely need to do that. But yeah, it looks tons better. My laundry room needs some work, but the house looks tons better. I started ripping up the carpeting, and that smell is just bad. It's everywhere, and I don't know what to do right now to make it any better, but I know somebody's going to help me, and I'm just not going to keep worrying about it. Because what happens when I start worrying about something is then the anxiety gets out of control. And once the anxiety gets out of control, then the panic attacks are going to set in. And then I'm just going to go backwards because, well, that's what caused all this, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to worry about that because I know somebody's going to help me. I know that's going to be, that's not going to be an issue forever. The cats aren't going to be an issue forever. I found a place for them to go, the ones that need to go. And I will work on getting them fixed, one at a time, I guess. I can't move my nose or click my heels together and make it all happen tonight, today, right now, this minute. Believe me, I wish I could. Because sometimes you would look at this and you were just so overwhelmed. And you would start doing something, and because there was so much to do, you couldn't see any of your progress. And you just give up. Well, at least I did. Multiple times. And again, it wasn't until losing Ryan that I was able to focus on what I needed to, because he had all of my attention before then. And I couldn't do anything because all I wanted to do was save my baby's life. Unfortunately for me, it seems like every time that I'm at a moment in my life where something super bad has happened and I'm really, really hurting, some asshole steps into my life and I think they're my fucking knight in shining armor. I grasped on to the tiny little things that they'll say, like how beautiful you are, or what a good woman you are, or whatever. And it boosts your ego because you're hurting and you need to not be hurting. So now you focus on, the stupid shit that they're saying to you, and you know that they're lies, but you feed into it. You like all that gooey stuff, and it makes you feel good because you have somebody. And at some point you realize that there's just nothing. There's nothing between the two of you. You share the same bed. You bump uglies. But there ain't nothing else. You tried to make there be something else. You wanted it to be something else. But they didn't want the same thing that you did. That happens. And when all the pain settles down and you get to look at what's going on and you realize your knight in shining armor ain't nothing but an asshole, and what do? So you realize it needs to end. But you're scared that the person that you've been telling that you believe in and all that, maybe they just need some love. And you don't want to be the one that pushes them over the edge. Even though you feel like they're doing you wrong, you still stay with them and take all their garbage because you're hoping you can help somebody. Because you're a better human than they are, obviously. Because they don't give two shits about your feelings. So why are you even worrying about this motherfucker? Why? The end. So what did we learn from this story, boys and girls? Well, we learned that in life things happen. And when they don't work out, you don't gotta go saying a bunch of bad things about that person to that person to make them feel shitty. The fact that something didn't work out, they probably already do feel shitty. And when you gotta spout off at the mouth and just say a bunch of bad stuff about them after you were supposed to be in love with them, that just makes you look bad, not them. So, we learn that as humans we grow. We forgive, we move on, but we never forget. I love you all, my sassies. Share them smiles, y'all. Why? 'Cause they's free. They's free.